makes 160 PS. But does it drive as good as it looks? 0 to 100 in under 9 seconds. Premier League football scores. Display of the blind spot in my driver's cluster order. Hated that it lacks this feature. What is up, you guys? I'm Raspreet Gill, and today I have with me the Kia Seltos GTX Plus, the GT line, the 1.5 litre paired with that 7-speed DCT gearbox, and it's in an imperial blue color. Now, is it really a blue? Because this color does seem to look black at times, and at times it even ends up looking purple. If you just look at how good this car looks, it's got that monstrous butch-looking stance, and I feel that's where the Seltos just simply stands head and shoulders above in the looks department, above all of the competition that's probably there. But at the front, we get these tri-LED headlamps. None of the lights are fake. They're absolutely real, unlike certain competition. The DRLs do extend from the headlamps right into the honeycomb grille out here. You got a 360-degree camera setup as well out there. Chrome garnish on the top, pretty much because this is the GT line. If you get the X line, you'd get a total blacked out treatment, which I think looks a little bit more badass. Down there we get our fog lamps, which are really bright and cool. I love keeping them on actually. And then in here we get these LED turn indicators. So at the front again we get a bit of this cladding which sort of extends along the wheel arches as well out here, housing our massive 18-inch wheels. Initially the GT line would get 17s, but now with the 2025 Kia Seltos we do get 18-inch wheels on the GT line as well. Scuff cladding that runs across the bottom due to that SUV stance. We get this chrome garnish on top, chrome door handles. I'm not that much of a chrome guy, but yeah, whatever it is. The wing mirrors though, they're nice. You get that blind spot monitoring camera which is right down out here as well. At the rear end, I feel it could have been shaped better. Inside the boot of the Seltos, we do get 433 litres of space. Down inside there, we do get a space saver tire. Nice little woofer system as well that comes in right here at the back. So what's powering this beast is a 1.5 litre 4-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine that makes 160 PS, 253 Newton meters of torque, mated to a 7-speed DCT gearbox that definitely ensures you get some fun out of this engine. We even get this insulation bit to keep all that engine noise away from the cabin. Down here we get a couple of these sporty looking exhaust tips, and the exhausts in them are all round shaped, just enclosed by this enclosure. But yeah, they look definitely funky and added that sporty appeal. But does it drive as good as it looks? We're about to find out right now. It's a bit sluggish in the build-up, definitely. A bit of stiffness from the suspension as well. Probably due to those 18-inch wheels that we're running with on this car. Pedals do feel a little bit spongy. Would have definitely preferred some kind of weight underneath them. The sponginess doesn't really aid with too much of confidence at times, especially when you're braking and stuff. Now the GT line that we're driving does pull off a 0 to 100 in under 9 seconds. Which is pretty much alright for a compact size SUV. Drive at higher speeds, this car is so much more stable than pretty much all of its rivals. Flick it into the sport mode and yep, the steering even stiffens up, inspiring much more confidence while you're driving it. And then we even have the paddles for added joy. Drop it down into the fourth, into the third right now, and it's screeching loud, almost as though you're choking it out alive. Now the interior in this car does feel super premium and expensive. We've got a Bose sound system which slaps. We have a 10.25-inch infotainment display, a 10.25-inch driver's cluster as well. Swipe across the screen and you've got your Bluetooth audio right out here. Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are wired. Connect this USB Type A down here, reads it, and we are into CarPlay, which is wired. Touch response is good, panning across is easy. Now for the ambient lighting, you've got the sound mood lamp option. What this does is, it actually syncs up with the music and the ambient lighting dances according to the beats of your music. Then we have our 360-degree camera setup, in which we get the rear view with the top down. Either side of the wing mirrors, you get those blind spots covered. And the guidelines are dynamic, so they turn as and when you turn the steering wheel. To turn those ADAS features on or off, you get into vehicle settings. And then right there it gives you all the settings that are turned on and the settings that you wish to turn on or off right in there. We have the Kia Connect option here, inside which we have sports, and then we have football, which is crazy because I've never seen this in any car. You actually get Premier League football scores right on your car's infotainment. There's even the Indian Super League out here, and there's even cricket. Then we have vehicle diagnostics out here, and I believe it scans and it checks through 7 system options. In this case it says everything is normal, and this is just cool because it gives you that added bit of peace of mind. The Kia Connect feature is a major game changer because it allows this car to be connected to your cell phone or even to your smartwatch. It lets you turn on the air conditioning system, turn on the car, turn off the car, geofence the car, take a look at where did you last park the car, all from the touch of your cell phone or even your smartwatch. Then we also do have the climate settings for the dual zone climatic control system on the infotainment, and you can also turn on or turn off the car's air purifying system with a click right there. You can also adjust the climatic control system with these buttons right out here for the fan speed as well as the temperature, and it's a blessing that they're actual buttons and not some touchpad. Alright, so we have our 10.25-inch driver's cluster right out here. Then you can run through your driving details since the last refuel, since the last time you drove off, as well as your digital speed. Then there's navigation details. If you turn on the maps, it'll just give you turn-by-turn information. The maps don't show up there, however. Then there's also tire pressure information dedicated for all 4 tires. Then this is the ADAS screen that tells you whatever systems are on in the car with regards to the lane keep assist, the smart cruise control, it all shows up out here. Then you've got your traction mode options for snow, mud and sand. Then we have drive modes, starting off with eco, in which it blues up completely to give you better mileage. Then normal is all grayed out, and then sport, it reddens up with these wide accents, giving you that racetrack feeling and sporty appeal. We even do get ventilated seats, which are an absolute savior in the summers. And this massive panoramic sunroof on top makes every drive feel so very lit up because of its humongous size. The car does have voice activated commands. Let's check if it works. Shut the sunroof.
Closing the sunroof.
Alright, that's fair enough. All in all, with regards to the drive, is it really that fun? I would say it is. The steering gets weighty in sport mode on the highway when you need it to. It is nimble even in the city when you have to push it through some tight amount of traffic. Now, is it a corner carving beast? No. But it just simply does the job when it comes down to the sport mode, because it absolutely romps down the straights like it's nothing. Just watch out for those potholes though. At times, the ride being a bit firm can get bumpy inside the cabin. Now, turbo power is fun, but what about the fuel economy on this car? I've achieved around about 8.5 km per litre in the city, and on a spirited drive on the highway, 15.5 to 16 km per litre. It all really depends on how hard you put your foot down on that throttle. Now, in terms of safety, the car does get 6 airbags. So this car does come with ADAS level 2. And ADAS level 2 definitely is a bump up from level 1, because level 1 would only just simply either control the brakes at one time or the acceleration, but not control the steering at the same time, which is where this car does get that advantage. And we get massive amount of features with regards to 19 on the plate. The smart cruise control option as well. Now you notice that it even says to keep your hands on the steering wheel. I was just trying to show you for illustration purposes how does the lane keep safety feature work in this car. And my most favorite feature out of all of these ADAS ones is that blind spot monitoring system, because every time I drop my indicator to the left or the right, the turn indicator that is, I get this display of the blind spot in my driver's cluster out here, and it simply pops up at any kind of speed that you're at. My seating position as well is much more higher up than my Taigun that is. And I enjoy this because I feel like, yeah, I am actually sitting up in an SUV that's keeping me right up there. A-pillars are narrow, rear glass is wide enough. At 20 lakh rupee ex-showroom, it really isn't that cheap. But with all of the features that are packed in, that's what Kia really stands for, isn't it? Giving you all of the tech possibly that you need, making you feel that this is all the car that you'll ever need. So overall, I do feel the gear shifts are pretty much seamless. Yes, a DCT, which is not German, is never really regarded that highly amongst enthusiasts, but this one simply does do the job. Now, one of the features that this Seltos lacks, and I hated that it lacks this feature, the lack of a height adjustment in the front passenger seat is terrible, because it doesn't give you that SUV feeling when you're seated in one. I can only just simply rake it forward as well as back, or slide it forward as well as back, but there's no height adjustment. I'm in the back seat of the Kia Seltos, and I gotta say, it's a very, very lively place to be in, mainly due to this massive panoramic sunroof that comes all the way to the back. The seats are comfortable. They do have those perforations, although they're not ventilated like the front seats. They still do get that design with that tubular pattern. Now, we even do get sunshades at the back seat, which I really love, to keep out that unwanted sunlight and give you that added bit of privacy. Put these down. The door panel though is pretty scratchy, hard to touch. My 8-speaker Bose sound system continues here at the back end. And then we even do get an air purifying system along with these 2 AC vents here at the back. You can see the air quality right now, as well as adjust the fan speed. Legroom's pretty decent. The front seat's set in my position. I'm 5'10", and it's pretty comfortable. And the same goes for the headroom as well. Despite the panoramic sunroof stretches all the way to the back, headroom is pretty good. Carrying 3 at the back is also pretty much comfortable, all thanks to the low-lying transmission tunnel. So that was the Kia Seltos, the GT line, this one being the GTX Plus variant. It definitely ticked off a lot of my wish list check boxes that were there. In terms of the drive, it was fantastic. Yes, in terms of comparison with the VW Taigun and stuff, the GT variant in that class it does tend to fall a little bit behind because I do feel that German engine is a little bit more peppier and more fun to drive. So no doubt it's got the power to back it up and a cabin that's loaded with tech. So if you're looking for an SUV that's fun to drive as well as premium, this one might be just simply that answer. Would you guys prefer the Creta or the Taigun over the Seltos right out here? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm Raspreet Gill. If you do like this video, do drop a thumbs up on it. Subscribe to the channel as well, it definitely helps. I will see you all in the next video.